Hey there everyone, happy Tuesday. I'm King 5 Meteorologist Adam Claibon. Another really comfortable summer afternoon. Plenty of sunshine after those morning clouds and a similar setup on the way for the day tomorrow. Although I think we are going to warm up just a bit more into Wednesday, but it should be the warmest day that we're going to have here over the next 7-day stretch. We'll go over that, plus we'll talk about some of this wildfire smoke haze that's going to be draped across some of our skies and the cool down that's going to be ahead as we head into the weekend, which should be much of one, and still we're talking about temperatures pretty close to their seasonal averages. So let's go ahead and get into it. Yes, it looks like we are going to notice a bit of a change in our forecast tomorrow. As you can see, that ridge of high pressure over the Gulf of Alaska starting to head a little closer to us. Now that's indicated by some of those deeper and darker reds. Some of that starts to head closer to us. Now we're definitely not going to be under the core of that high pressure here, so it doesn't really warm up as much as what we had, especially last week, but it is going to warm up just a bit more. And then you can see some of those brighter colors, those oranges and even some of those yellows coming in from the north. Well, those start to find their way southward into the state as we head more so into Friday and for the upcoming weekend, leaning and leading to more of a cool down that we're going to have as we head on into that stretch of time. So we are going to see this pattern of morning clouds and afternoon sunshine really persist at least through the rest of the work week. We'll get tomorrow to be the warmest day of the work week, bringing more highs back in the mid 80s, and then we're going to cool down again, and it looks like it's a pleasant weekend ahead. Plenty of sunshine, and those temperatures pretty close to those seasonal averages, actually fairly close to what they were for today, which we're going to discuss that here in a second. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. Up to 84 into Wednesday. Then we're going to drop back down into the low 80s by Thursday, and then more mid to upper 70s here for Friday and on through the weekend before just barely sneaking back into the 80s by next Monday and Tuesday. Let's take a look outside, up this way around Paradise. You can see plenty of clear blue skies showing up there, just a few clouds, and look at all the greenery that's also up that way. It looks wonderful. Melted a lot of the snow away there, at least around the visitor center. And looking here at Westport, you can see the pan of the camera showing the blue skies that we have in place. Also some of the clouds that are off into the distance that will arrive as we head into the nighttime hours. So guess what? Those return again as we start off tomorrow morning. La Push, it's been kind of cloudy and gloomy and damp all day, so we really didn't warm up a whole lot there, while areas here closer to Painfield up in Everett, a lot of clear skies and temperatures making their way into the 70s. All right, Seattle, for us, we're going to see temperatures drop into more of the 60s and then the 50s as we head into tomorrow morning. Check out all the clear skies that we have around. Not as many of those clouds to start off tomorrow morning. And check out the temperature change from at this point yesterday. Now this is as of about 5 to 6 o'clock, and you can see numbers are not too far off from where they were at this point back on Monday. You have some numbers that are just a little above, like this way around Quileute, as we're up by 3 degrees there, up by 4 degrees around Hoquiam, while areas here closer to Seattle and Mount Vernon actually down a degree or two. So fairly similar air mass still in place for us, which yesterday was comfortable, and that means today was pretty comfortable too. And as we look at some of those temperatures, you see a lot of lower to mid 70s around Puget Sound and the Kitsap Peninsula, lower 70s up around Bellingham, and then you get out over the Olympic Peninsula, and that's where we are seeing more of the low to mid 60s here into the latter part of our Tuesday. All right, so radar shows we do have a few light showers and even a storm or two across the eastern slope of the Cascades. This go around, though, it's farther to the south, so south of Kittitas as well as the Yakima, and looks like it's just east of us there of Trout Lake. Big picture, though, is that most of the moisture is well off to the east now. We'll continue to see that activity continue to die off here as we head into the night, and Futurecast really showing more of those clouds coming in the coast as well as southwest interior. By tomorrow morning, we'll start off with some of those clouds early into the start of your Wednesday, and then those clouds will disappear by early afternoon. We're all pretty much clear except out to the immediate coastline, and then even there I think we'll get to see a good amount of sunshine by the very end of the day before things start to cloud back up yet again. And we get a little more of that onshore push that's going to return, and what that is going to do is that's going to start to reintroduce more of these morning clouds as well as the cooler air mass that will slightly cool us down on Thursday, but then cool us more so heading into Friday and for the upcoming weekend. So you can see that kind of taking shape for us into the start of the day on Thursday and really lasting. There we are at noon on Thursday, seeing quite a bit of that still around the Puget Sound area. And then even more of that to come heading into Friday. As you can see, a very gloomy day to start off on Friday. We'll get some partly sunny skies as we head into the afternoon, mostly sunny by the late afternoon and heading into the evening. To go along with that, now this is the upper level smoke that we have in our atmosphere, and you can see that it's showing up in our atmosphere right now, and it should make for a beautiful sunset as we head here later into the evening if you're watching Tuesday evening, or maybe a sunrise for you if you're going to be out and about early into Wednesday morning. That is, again, if we can get some of those clouds to break apart. But not really having much of an impact when it comes to air quality. We're going to continue to see this move on through, not really noticing too thick or too dense of areas of smoke as that continues to push on by here through tonight and into the day for tomorrow. Maybe a thicker area out there towards the north coast and trying to sneak its way closer to the coast as we head on into more of the start or the end of the day on Wednesday. But you can see more of those westerly winds should start to push a lot of that smoke off to the eastern side of the state, and we'll start to see those clearer, crisp blue skies ahead for us as we head into the latter part of the work week. Now, again, not a big concern when it comes to air quality. Air quality for us here into our Tuesday evening still looking to be really nice. A lot of green showing up on the map and only a few yellows as you head across the eastern side of the state, so not too bad over that way also. Forecasted highs, though, we go from the mid-80s tomorrow, which is going to be our warmest day here over the next 7-day stretch, down to the mid-70s by Friday. Again, more of the clouds on Friday should cool us down quite a bit more, and then we'll see more of those mid-70s into the weekend, back into the 80s by next Monday and Tuesday. Normal high for this time of the year is up to about 79. All right, your forecasted lows tonight, we'll see more of those low to mid 50s down to 54 in Puyallup, 52 in Port Townsend, 53 in Quileute, and down to the mid 50s in Hoquiam, 56 in Bellingham. We got the 40s over there closer to Stevens Pass, and then highs tomorrow will top off in the mid 70s around Blaine. Orcas Island getting up to 71 degrees. Lake Kavanaugh up to 80 degrees there. We'll top off at about 82 in Granite Falls, Monroe at 84, Golds Bar topping off at 85 degrees with Everett at 78. Coopville getting up to 70 degrees. We'll see more 80s down this way around Issaquah, Maple Valley, Snoqualmie up to 84. Enumclaw hitting 83 degrees. We'll top off at about 84 in Bremerton, Paulsville up to 81 degrees. Farther south around Belfair and Olympia, both at 83. Tenino, same number there for us as well. Eatonville hitting 84 degrees if you're heading up there around Paradise and around Mount Rainier. 67 degrees expected for us that way. Centralia, Castle Rock, and Longview all in the lower to mid 80s, with Morton coming in at about 84 degrees. Heading down to maybe Mount St. Helens, 66 expected there. We got the 60s out towards the coast. Raymond getting up to 68 degrees, and then you can see the immediate coastline just barely getting into the 60s around Claylock, Nia Bay, Tahola, around Ocean Shores, and then you get farther away and you see more of the mid to upper 60s around Hump Tulips and in Hoquiam. Shelton at 81, Lake Cushman up to 81 degrees. Quilcene at that same number, and we'll top off at about 71 in Squim, 65 in Port Townsend. Here's your 7-day forecast. Plenty of perfect, great, and very summer-like weather is still yet ahead for us. More of the sunshine expected into the afternoon hours for Wednesday and Thursday, kind of helping us up into the 80s, and then expect to see some of the thicker cloud coverage lasting through the morning and on into a fairly good portion of the afternoon as well as we head into Friday and Saturday, kind of leading to the cooler numbers that we're going to see there in the mid-70s, but then again, still really comfortable here as we head on into this next 7-day stretch. And the 50s during the overnight too, so if you want to open up those windows and let some of the cool air in and cool down your homes at night, you'll get a chance to do that as well. Okay, everyone, we'll have a happy and a terrific Tuesday evening. We'll talk to you soon.